Hey guys, it's Mark here again from Mark's English Lessons. Nice to be with you. Today I'm going to tell you a travel story, a true story that happened to me while I was traveling around the world as a young man. This story happened to myself and a couple of friends when we were in Turkey. Turkey was a fantastic place. I really enjoyed myself there. The people were extremely hospitable and this incident that happened, don't worry, everyone was okay. This incident that happened was due to some other travellers. So what happened was, the plan was for a friend of mine, Mick, to meet up with another friend of mine, Mark, and myself. Yes, two Marks. We were travelling together down the coast in Turkey. And Mick had been through Bulgaria and had met up with some other travellers along the way. Anyway, we met up in a town called Marmaris, and he was with these other people, and he was saying these guys are great, they're nice people, been travelling with them, etc. But that didn't turn out to be exactly true. That night we decided to go out together as a bit of a party, all the travellers together, just having some fun, meeting each other as you do when you're travelling around the world. So the plan was for the next day for Mick to come to our pension. A pension is like a cheap accommodation, and he was going to come to our pension, and we'd go from there. So it was about 11 o'clock the next morning, and we planned for Mick to come over earlier than that, but we thought, oh, maybe he's just tired, but he didn't turn up, so we thought, oh, let's go look for Mick. We knew the name of his pension I should say, as they pronounce it. So after about half an hour, we found it. We found Mick still in bed. We thought, what's going on? Mick is, wake up. And we started shaking. Mick, come on, get up. He didn't go. We thought, he's tired, whatever. So we started shaking a bit more. Mick, get up. And he wouldn't get up. And then we started to think, there's something wrong here. And then he woke up and he was all groggy and couldn't hardly talk, couldn't hardly open his eyes. He's like, oh, man. And anyway, so cut a long story short, we realised he'd actually been robbed. And two of the guys who were travelling with him had taken everything. They'd taken his passport, they'd taken his traveller's checks, they'd even taken some of his clothes. And we found some signatures that they'd been using to forge signatures for traveller's checks in the good old days when you had traveller's checks. And we went to the police, but they weren't really interested. They were more interested that it was lunchtime, just about lunchtime. They're like looking at their watch. Oh, guys, lunchtime. We're like, come on, we got photos of the guys. We got evidence of their signatures, but yeah, they weren't very interested. Let's just say that. So anyway, Mick was pretty crook for about 3 days, especially the first day. He could hardly walk or talk, and he was really annoyed at himself, poor fella. I felt really sorry for him, actually. He was like, oh, you idiot, like, how could you let this happen? But, it could have happened to anyone. And what actually happened was, he told us later when he was more coherent, that they went back to the pension together, and they, as a little farewell gesture, they said, have a bit of this cake. Have a little bit of this cake. And he's like, okay. And he said, he just took a little bite, and that was it. They drugged the cake, and sayonara. The next day they were gone. They were nowhere to be seen. But Mick, he was all right in the end. We were pretty scared for a while because he was really sick, and we took him to hospital, and it was really unfortunate because they didn't speak any English, and we certainly didn't speak any Turkish, and they thought he was just drunk. We went, no, he's not drunk. He's been drugged. But we couldn't get the message across. They gave him a vitamin B injection, but it didn't really help. And but on the way there, I was pretty scared. We were in a taxi together, and I was thinking, wow, I hope he's going to be okay. He's looking really sick. But yeah, he's all right. He's actually a doctor today. He works in emergencies. He's a head doctor in emergency in a local hospital, doing a fantastic job. Yeah, and everything went back to normal. He got some insurance for everything he'd lost. We called the embassy to help us out with that. And yeah, we went on. But it was not really funny, but looking back now, it was funny. At the time, a friend of mine who was a budding journalist, he put a story in the local paper, and the headline was "Robbed, Drugged and Left for Dead." And he lived in the area, the local area where my parents lived. And so one day my mum picked up the local paper and saw a picture of myself and Mick and his girlfriend at the time with this title, "Robbed, Drugged and Left for Dead." And my poor mum nearly had a heart attack. She thought I was dead. Of course I wasn't. I was fine. But I hadn't actually called her to tell her anything that happened because, for one, I didn't want to worry her because everything was fine. And two, in those days, pre-mobile phones, it was actually quite difficult to call from a place like Turkey back to Australia, and very expensive. So I thought, no damage done, everyone's okay. So I didn't bother. But anyway, that's the story. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope you can understand most of it. Don't worry if you don't understand all of it. Have a look below. I'll include some tips for you about how to understand Aussies. And I'll see you next time for Mark's Travel Stories. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks. Cheers. Bye.